Good morning, brother. I want to introduce you to my show. I have a show that I call Samson Tests Sovereignty. It's going to be a live show on TikTok that started August 1st. I commenced on August 2nd, commenced on August 3rd, and it begins today. I'm going to be very, very audible, and I'm going to be the little drummer boy. Introduce you to my book. Book of Samson, 2026. Sorry for that. Chief Executive Officer, Green Feather Foundation Incorporated, the nonprofit to create change. This is the book I'll be writing. The first few pages I've left blank. And as we continue, 3 pages blank. 1, 2, 3. That would be my table of contents, my intro, and that won't be created until this is finished, this book. Samson Test Sovereignty. August 1st, page 1, 8 p.m. Fertilizer. Meet with. Video for Biolin research. Oh yeah, that's right, I had a meeting with Alvin. He asked me to help him fertilize and water the lawn, and I had to make sure I put it in. So I learned how to fertilize flax as part of my endeavor to create change for my family. So, on this side is called the Green Feather boards. I have 3 plus 1 board. The 4th one is still in the works, and I may alter that a bit. But the grandmother's treaty, that's the grandmother's board, my board for the organization. That's the one who will run the place. So treaty 1 to 11, I need 12 ladies. And the other board is industry from treaty 1 to 11. I need 12 individuals there too. Alvin is on this board, right there. He's one of that 12. One of 12. I'm going to have someone there for food. I was going to put in a fella named John Roberti, my organic expert, and he respectfully declined the position, and he's recommended another individual. I want this friend of mine who will work with me in my community to be able to control that person on the board who has food industry. So I'm interested to see who that person would be. David Suzuki, I see him sitting probably on this board. There. But I know that there's a lady from the University of Saskatchewan who could possibly come sit over here. I'll have reach through her. So, but I'm getting ahead of myself. And the next one is called Homeless and Treaty 1 to 11. That's where organizations from across Canada, Treaty 1 to 11, who will advise me, the grandmothers, on what's needed for the homeless people and how to get them off the streets, because I'm doing my job, friend. With or without you, getting my job done. 4th one is called Companies from Green Feather Foundation. There's 12 seats. That one presents an interesting problem for me, because I'm going to have more than 12 companies. I already have 17. So it's like, So I'll talk about that later. The chair of all the 4 boards will be Sylvia McAdam. I'm going to invite her, says Sylvia, belongs to you. So here's the grandmothers I want on my board. So Samson's wish list says if I was Kimberly Jonathan, I was her EA when I was the EA to Interim Chief Kimberly Jonathan. I did her branding, her marketing, and I helped put her into that position. And so I did all her marketing for free. And so that was my contribution, and she won by 9 votes. I made history. So did she. I'm going to see if she'll repay the favor and says, hey, lady, my beautiful grandmothers, do you want to be part of this Buffy St. Marie? I'm going to lift that lady. She was wronged by what people did. I'm going to see that it's wrong. I'm going to demand a public apology for whoever did that to her. I'm going to say, hey, after the people realize you don't do that to your grandmother. I don't care if she's purple or pink or yellow or white or brown. We're equal. I'm going to ensure that people do that. Lift her. Mary Ellen Trapel Lafon, I'm going to do the same. I'm going to lift her. They trashed her. Watch me lift you. She used to be my neighbor, Mary Ellen Trapel Lafon. Every time I went to university, I'd walk by her house and her husband was there. Lafon. I'd wave and he'd say, hey, George. Yay. He's like, on your way to school? Like, of course. Ann Thomas. Chief Ann Thomas of Witch Lake First Nation. She was present when I did the sentencing circle in the Court of Law. Queen's Bench, I believe. And so I want her there. So every time I say, yeah, I performed an exorcism right in court. And I'm going to ask for that footage, friend. I'm here to create history. Tammy Cook Searson. A woman who needs no introduction. Arlene Dickinson. I met Arlene Dickinson when I was on Dragon's Den, 2009. Her first question to me when I met her was, how old are you? Like in that tone. And I thought, well, here I go. I was 36. I looked at the pictures. I looked like I was 26. Damn, was I handsome. Leanne Belgard. I respect this lady very much. Very much. Another lady who needs no introduction. Laurie Delorme. She is the arm for me for the university. She's been working at the Aboriginal Student Center since it began. She is the Aboriginal Student Center. I had the pleasure of working with her. She was my boss. I was her co-worker. A grandmother who told me what to do. I would serve her any day of the week, so I want her under my board. Phil McAdam, she will be the leader of all of these boards. She will be the chair for all four of them. This is the structure and how the boards will look. You have board number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 4. Do. Important, friends. Everything has a 12, 12, 12, 12 chair. So it says, Cookham, go meet with the boards, please. As the CEO, she says, how do I do? So find out the grandmothers want. She goes, okay, meeting. Everything's on the phone. I will not have no physical address. Because where do you work from? Our minds. We're creating change with our minds. It's a time of pretend we are in lockdown. It's useful to me, friend. My sister's about to come and interrupt us. Hold on. We have industry board. This is the one where I said industry. Right there. Right there. This one. Number 2. There's food. John Roberti. He was offered that position. He respectfully turned it down. Thank you, John. I prefer you beside me, not having to go and be in that place. So, John, whoever he recommends, I want that person to be on there, and John will control that person. He's a friend of mine. And renewable energy, housing, shelter, water, business, entrepreneurs, they're one, so I put them beside each other. Flax, linen, they're one, I put them beside each other. Soil, the soil is my business. Travel, medicines, music, morning, education.
Do you mind if I sat here for a bit?
Go ahead. Homeless board. That's still open for interpretation. Industry of Saskatchewan. This is what we need. The farmers, organic, seed grower, fiber only, fiber and seed, and it's a food. Processor, you take in the bale, all this, there. We have all that machinery, friend. We have that. It's ready to be utilized, set up, ready to create an industry for me, our family. Machinery. The machinery that there is from 500 to 900. 750 is the number to get that working. Products, shives, toe, and long line from here. There are types of shives, types of toe, and types of long line. The companies, I've traded the brands for these and I just need to create them. Resed Out Clothing, Resed Out Cards, Tansy Clothing. I started that. I made history there. Tansy Linen, they're beside each other. They're one. Shives and Stoves, a company that my niece-style, my brother-in-law, Lyle Thomas, will run. 50% of that will be Lyle Thomas, his family. There. Sewing Six Stitches. That company will belong to my sister Valerie. She'll be the CEO. So she'll be sitting beside Lyle on the board, says, hey bro, what's up? So these ones right here that I talk about, this board. Companies from Green Feather Foundation. 12 seats. So these people from this company here, right there, it's blank because I have 17 companies. So it's like, how do I, but that's where I'm working out right now, friend. That was August 2nd. That was my work. I did that day. I've been working. No. Call Aziz. That's my barber. He wants some hoodies printed and whatnot. And Sydney or Melbourne. This morning I was talking with my boss and he said, if you ever want to get into a mind of someone from Australia, you ask them this. Are you from Sydney or Melbourne? And as soon as you ask that, that's a pickup line. They'll be like, oh, hey. You get in their head and they have them. So that's how you pick up an Australian. Are you from Sydney or Melbourne? And all of a sudden they're like, hey, right? And you got it in their pants. So if you're a whore, I'm probably going to try that. There's this fella that I met this weekend. And he has this company. And he is a potential partner in this linen industry. Because he's making these little logs. So I was like, why don't you use shives? So I'm going to bring him a bag of shives. And they're right here. So I'm going to take this to him and say, you know what? You should replace your cedar with shives. So that company, I'm going to ask him, say, bro, Green Feather Foundation has all these companies that we manage. I says, what if we own 50% of you? And then we can say 50% goes to end third world conditions in indigenous communities. He says,
coffee?
Pardon? Yes, please. Thank you.
Yep.
And so that's what I'm going to do with these companies is I'm going to promote the fuck out of them, friend. And this guy, I seen him at the Fringe. And this here's a class on Tuesday. So I'm going to see if I can go for one acting class. Because I think I have some potential, friend. I hope someone else will believe in me. And this is a food truck. I'm going to ask if this guy will rent his food truck to me for 21 days. Only because his staff were amazing. Tiny, I have to call him. I was like, hey, how's our little plot of land? Have yourself a good day, sister. I love you.
Love you too, brother.
Bye.
Have a good day. Bye-bye.
So I have to call Tiny. We went and planted some little bit of flax by Louisville, Saskatchewan. A tiny little plot just to see how it would grow in this soil. So we're testing things, friends. Kiam. In Cree, that means, who cares? Kiam. Eventually, I'll say Kiam. I'll see if Saskatoon Media Group wants to play ball. If they don't, I'll say Kiam. I can do this without you. So, now here's my work for today, friend. Saskatoon Media Group. Tim Kostiak, Provincial Sales Manager. And that's your information that you provided. And I said, Tim responded. Tim Lewis sent a text. But firstly, Tim, and now this there, and I'm going to finish that. Last correspondence. Tim Kostiak sent Tim Lewis an email July 30th, 2026, saying, and you threw the ball to your marketing team. So here's what I do, friend. I have a show on TikTok, and I'm going to do everything live, and says, okay, I'm working today, and no way am I trying to cause any animosity. I'm telling you how I work, friend. This book will dictate my future, will dictate and show everybody this is how you create a company. Eventually, when I hand this over to Kendall Netmaker, I says, Kendall, here's how it started. I says, let's go through the book, please. And this will show exactly how to run. Eventually, now page 10 is going to be policy. So, okay, what's the protocols of the board? What's the protocols of how money is spent? And also investors. So this page is going to be called investors. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So here's how it's going to work, friend. I want to know how you're going to deal with this. If you say no, then so be it. I'll be like, okay, and I'll be like, I said no, and I said that's too bad. And then I'll leave it at that. But if you want to, and you say yes, I'll say, well, let's turn it into a show. Let's turn it an opportunity for us to be able to create change. Because everything is just a show there, Timmy.
This was on the table. May I take it?
Yes, please, it's yours.
Thank you.
Everything is a show. You want to call me Timmy? I would be fucking honored. So do not take it as an insult that I call you Timmy. Timmy. I want to be very open about everything. I'm calling myself a leader. And I'm going to be very accountable to the people. And I'm very open in what I do. So I would really appreciate it if you let me know, how do I deal with this, friend? Okay? And then once it goes to another part of the show, friend, then it's like, yeah, I'm going to use the same stance as Donald Trump. Either you're with me or you're against me.